So I'm making red beans and rice, and I'm also making some chicken for some chicken tacos. Stay tuned. Transfer these in here. I tried to put all this chicken in a little ass pan. But the good thing is that's gonna make good sauce and a good flavor for the red beans and rice. More like it. Alright, so I'm gonna start by dicing up the vegetables that I'm gonna use. So this is for the red beans and rice. This is the celery. I'll just wait till you get off the phone. These are little onions that I had set aside from a different dish I made. I have a bad habit of cutting open onions and not using it. So instead of cutting open a new onion, I'm going to finish up with the ones that I had. Almost every meal that I make calls for onions. I think I'm going to save that tomorrow for my salad because I don't think that I need this many. I think this is going to be good right here. Yeah, this will be good enough. The onions and the celery. Notice I didn't go crazy with the celery. I don't want that to overpower it, but I like to have that in my red beans and rice. And then the green pepper. Using the rest of this before I cut open a new one. Yeah, this will be enough. Because I'm not trying to make a whole bunch. But typically that never happens. Turn that chicken off. And see, that's another good thing about cooking in ceramic pans. Things do not stick to the bottom unless you have, unless you done scratched up your ceramic. And it comes right off. Alright, so here we have our onions, green peppers, and celery. Alright, so we have these Polish sausages. So I slice them in half first. Then I go ahead and dice it up. These are turkey Polish too, by the way. We really don't eat pork in this house unless it's on pizza. Wicked doesn't eat pork at all, but my kids do. I do sometimes on pizza. So like, you know, pepperonis on the pizza. And I'm not gonna lie, when I go out to eat, if we go to breakfast, I ain't gonna lie, I be wanting crispy bacon. Okay. Have that. Okay, so this is the same olive oil and seasoning that I grilled the chicken breast in. So it's gonna make for a really good flavor. So I'm just putting all of that in there. Got almost everything. If I was hands-free, I typically would just pick up the whole cutting board and use a knife and scrape it off. But yeah, not today. All right, so here is the chicken for the tacos. I'm probably gonna put that back in there because look at that. The other chicken that I put up, I'm gonna use that for some pesto alfredo pasta that I'm gonna make tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dice this up, but since it's not done all the way, which that's okay, because when I cook chicken for like multi-purposes, I don't care that I don't cook it all the way, because before I actually use it for what I'm, you know, eating it with, I always cook it again. So like, for example, since these are being used for tacos, I'm gonna put these back in the skillet with taco seasoning, and you know, that'll get it all the way finished. So yeah, I'm gonna do that next. And the garlic, nice amount of garlic in there. Add the chicken back in there. Then we have Mrs. Dash taco seasoning. Don't need too much. Then we're gonna do a little chicken seasoning for Mrs. Dash as well. A little bit of water. gonna let that simmer. All right, so now we're adding the beans. I did Goya beans. Since it is in a sauce, I'm keeping it in the sauce. But if I'm buying just like beans in a can, I usually drain the sauce and rinse the beans. But we're just gonna stir this up. Then I'm gonna add a little broth. This is beef broth. Add a lot actually, add the rest. This is leftover from the roast I made the other day. When that comes to a simmer, I'm gonna add a little water to it. Add a little butter. While I was in St. Louis. So I ended up having to leave. And then I didn't come back and get the kids. I had to put them on a flight. Okay, so now it's gonna put a couple jalapenos in here. I think that's good. But look at how good that looks. So good. See, you just have to let it simmer until it thickens up. Usually I would do like a little roux with flour, but just being, you know, like with beans, when you boil beans, there's like, you know, it naturally makes it thicker just because, like, you know, some of the beans, like, they bust open and like the inside of beans is a little mushy. So it just kind of, you know, naturally makes it thick. So you don't necessarily have to do a roux. And then what happens is, of course, you know, when it cools down, it's going to thicken on its own. So yeah, this is just about finished. I'm going to taste it real quick and see if I like the flavor. I don't taste my food as much like I used to because I cook so much that I would just be knowing. So I'm doing mine chicken wrap style. So I got my sour cream, my chicken, cheese, lettuce, and then I'm gonna put some jalapenos. Some jalapenos, some taco sauce. I'm gonna roll it up. Yeah.
No, for sure. That's the thing with niggas in Memphis and people around the world. We be trying to be, for a long period of time, we got away with doing all the jobs. But it ain't.
Honey butter.